It's been a long day without you, my friend, and I'll tell you all about it when I see you again. We've come a long way from where we began. Oh, I'll tell you all about it when I see you again. When I see you again.
Damn, who knew? All the planes we flew, good things we've been through. That I'll be standing right here talking.
You can accuse me of a lot of things, Mama, but you can never accuse me of starving the dog. The bitch has food.
About another path. I know we love to hit the road and laugh, but something told me that it wouldn't last. Had to switch up, look at things different, see the bigger picture. Those were the days, hard work forever pays.
You put this one on TikTok, my nigga. This is Dolls Kill. Looks like cancer kills. This is her second round of chemo. She's in good spirits. She's gonna beat it this time.
This is your fault for going in a good roast, and I hope you feel bad and like a piece of shit. Are you joking?
Win a better place, win a better place. How can we not talk about family when family's all that we got? Everything I would do, you were standing there by my side, and now you gon' be with me for the last ride.
It's been a long day without you, my friend, and I'll tell you all about it when I see you again. We've come a long way from where we began. Oh, I'll tell you all about it when I see you again. When I see you again.
First you both go out your way in the vibe is feeling strong and what's small turn to a friendship turn to a bond, and that bond will never be broken, the love will never get lost. And where brotherhood comes first, and the line will never be crossed. Established it on our own when that line had to be drawn, and that line is what we reach, so remember me when I'm gone. How can we not talk about family when family's all that we got? Everything I went through, you were standing there by my side, and now you gon' be with me for the last ride.
Let the light guide your way. Yeah. been a long day without you, my friend, and I'll tell you all about it when I see you again. We've come a long way from where we began. Oh, I'll tell you all about it when I see you again. When I see you again.
Damn, who knew? All the planes we flew, the things we've been through, that I'll be standing right here talking.
You can accuse me of a lot of things, Mama, but you can never accuse me of starving the dog. The bitch has food.
Found another path. I know we love to hit the road and laugh, but something told me that it wouldn't last. Had to switch up, look at things different, see the bigger picture. Those were the days, hard work forever pays.
Look, and she put this one on TikTok, my nigga. It says dolls kill. Looks like cancer kills. This is her second round of chemo. She's in good spirits. You're gonna beat it this time.
It's your fault for going in a good roast, and I hope you feel bad and like a piece of turd.
Talk about family when family's all that we got. Everything I was doing, you were standing there by my side. And now you gon' be with me for the last ride.
Been a long day without you, my friend, and I'll tell you all about it when I see you again. We've come a long way from where we began. Oh, I'll tell you all about it when I see you again. When I see you again.
First you both go out your way in the vibe. This feeling stronger with small turn to a friendship turn to a bond, and that bond will never be broken. The love will never get lost. And when brotherhood comes first, and the line will never be crossed. Established it on our own when that line had to be drawn, and that line is what we reach. So remember me when I'm gone. How can we not talk about family when family's all that we got? Everything I went through, you were standing there by my side. And now you gon' be with me for the last ride.
Let the light guide your way. Yeah. Hold every memory as you go, and every road you take will always lead you home. Oh, it's been a long day without you, my friend, and I'll tell you all about it when I see you again. We've come a long way from where we began. Oh, I'll tell you all about it when I see you again. When I see you again.
So, okay, first of all, thanks to everybody for being here. The people I do know, the people I don't know, the people that loved her were all in this room, and she would love to have seen all of these flowers and the outpouring of all of the different parts of her lives coming together at one place. So I will try to get through this without breaking down. I tried to write this about 5 times, but I really honestly didn't want to because it seems really, really final. Anybody that knew her knew that she was so lovable and kind and giving and selfless. But she had her own demons that she fought with. And much like me, she coped of those things by making fun of it. And that just allowed people to relate to her in a way that most people didn't understand. She didn't run from the things that haunt us. She made jokes about it and made people feel comfortable enough to say, hey, I feel that way too. And, it's okay to not be okay. I've talked to her every day since she moved out of my house. Every single day. And I know that sometimes, even though the most happy appearing person, the most helpful person usually is really actually not that happy internally. She had a lot of things that were special to her. Her music, which she was just starting to sell, ironically. She had a lot of followers because of the light she gave them to follow in their own mental health journey. And she was a lot of things to a lot of people. She was an aunt and a sister and a daughter. And she was also a mentor and a guiding light to a lot of people that thought they were too different and not normal. And a lot of people know her a lot of different ways. Some know her as just Lexi, and some know her as Little Atlanna, and some know her as Stargirl. But to me, she was just my best friend. I spoke to her just a few hours before she passed. And she had called me feeling bad because someone had done something to her property and she found out it was a child. And they thought that they were going to evict those people. And she was no longer sad that she couldn't lock her door. She was sad that the people who did it may get kicked out. Her creativity and selflessness and the love she wanted to give out was endless and very much lived up to her most current self she identified as Star. She was happy in her life and had so many goals. She had so much love to give. And I'm not going to drag this out because she wouldn't want that. She actually really wouldn't want any of us crying. In her words, and I'm sorry for anyone this may offend, but in her words, I know my daughter, and she would say, don't fucking cry. This is giving a real sad vibe. It's sad AF. I feel sus, and I want to leave. She would not want us to go home and lay down and cry about everything that she's going to be missing and how much we miss her. We've ironically talked about this in a joking manner. She wants us to play her music and order ghetto T-shirts and release balloons and script her name with angel wings on things and celebrate who she was. So, whoever she was to you, just celebrate who she. It doesn't even matter if you were a fan or a friend or family, or it doesn't even matter. Just celebrate who you were to her. I've really only ever heard her speak of one person as her soulmate. Whatever her place was in your life, for the whole world, she was just one person. But to every one of these one person, she was everything. I would like to allow her best friend and life partner and how she described her soulmate say a few words about her. Okay?
First things first, I'd like to have a moment of silence to remember our beloved Alexus Weaver, a.k.a. Little Atlanna. Thank you. Okay. It's really hard. I'm going to start out with a poem. I didn't write it, but I found it today, and it really resided with me and us. There was once a person named Giving, and Giving gave way too much because they loved people deeply, but nobody treated them as such. Giving started to feel empty. Giving had little left to give. And Giving started to feel like they would never fully live. Giving meant taking, but Giving didn't know how to let go. And Giving lost everything, but never really let it show. Taking eventually left, taking everything they could, and taking never looked back, even when Giving hoped they would. Giving sat down at a bench where now Giving met time. And time told Giving everything's going to be just fine. Giving sat there for a while, waiting for someone new. And Giving started to wonder if someone was waiting for them too. Giving eventually stood up, and they walked around the block where Giving saw somebody who was sitting next to a clock. Giving knew time, but they didn't want to interrupt to greet. So Giving kept walking as someone stood from their seat. Giving wondered about them, but Giving was afraid because Giving had always given. But that love never stayed. But Committing wasn't afraid, and Committing knew how to give. So Committing ran up to Giving and taught them how to forgive. Committing met Giving and introduced them to receiving. And Giving became so abundant they forgot they ever knew leaving. So what that means, to me at least, is that me and her both went through very similar experiences. We both dealt with people that came into our lives and was awful to us, but we still stayed strong and still forgave and given to them because we didn't want them to hurt, even though we were the ones that hurting in the end. And she really taught me to not care, even if somebody did awful things to you and hurt you. She was still nice to them because she didn't want to hurt anybody, and she didn't believe in fighting. She didn't believe in violence because pain comes in all different forms. Everybody struggles with their own battles, and hers got to her really bad, and I tried to be there for her as much as I could because I knew she needed it. And she told me that I filled a void that needed to be filled, and when I was gone, it was hard for her, and that she would just go manic and just go crazy. And that's why I tried to be there for her as much as I could because I knew she needed it. And I did too. Even if she didn't know it or not, she really helped me a lot. And she was the first person I really felt that I was connected to, that liked the same things as me. We liked the same music. We could just chill and just talk for hours and just sit on the bed. We didn't have to go anywhere. We would treat each other out. We never split a check. That doesn't exist between me and her. Me and her always, like, every day we would, here's the day I'm going to treat you, then here's the day she would treat me, and it would just be back and forth with each other because I deserved it, she deserved it, and we both saw it in each other. She just taught me not to be afraid of anything and always care about people. All right, I'm going to play the last beat she made, which she actually sold for like $700, which was really cool. She really didn't want to let this beat go, but the guy that was like, please, like, sell it to me, and she was like, $700. He was like, okay. And she was so shocked, and so was I. But yeah, she was the Marceline to my Princess Bubblegum. And because she loved music and I loved candy, and she knew that she would get me candy, and it was so fun. We would have a lot of fun together. But thank you everybody for coming. I love you, Atlanta. I love you, Lexi. I love you, whatever name you call her. But yeah, thank you.
So I'm just going to, So thanks to everybody for coming and showing your support and being here for my daughter when she would want everyone to be here. And we're just going to go ahead and dismiss at this time. I will not be in the parking lot. I will be exiting quite fast. If you want me to contact you, any of your friends, please leave your messages in her Hello Kitty book so that I can reach out. And thank you guys for coming.